Life in the Shadows, exploring Africa's 5 biggest slums. Yesterday, we delved into the life of Liberia's strongman, Prince Johnson, a story of power, resilience, and the forces that shape nations. Today, we take you from the corridors of influence to the beating hearts of Africa's cities. Welcome to a world hidden in plain sight, Africa's 5 largest slums. These are not just places of struggle, but also hubs of culture, innovation, and humanity. So buckle up, urban citizens, as we explore life in these urban shadows and discover the untold stories of the people who call them home. What is a slum? According to UN Habitat, a slum is a densely populated urban area marked by inadequate housing, poor infrastructure, and insecure tenure. But slums are not just about what they lack. They are vibrant, complex ecosystems where resilience is tested daily. They are places where dreams are born, crushed, and sometimes realized. Let's talk about Kibera, the largest slum in Kenya and one of the most famous in Africa. It's located in Nairobi, just a stone's throw from the headquarters of UN Habitat, the very organization tasked with eradicating slums worldwide. Despite decades of operations, Kibera remains a stark reminder of the challenges in fulfilling this mission. The UN Habitat works on policies to improve urban living, but critics argue that their presence has yet to create meaningful change in Kibera and similar slums. So here's a question for you, urban citizens. Can we trust global organizations like UN Habitat to transform slums, or is it up to the people and governments to drive change? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The story of Africa's slums begins in its history. During colonial times, cities were built for the elite, leaving indigenous populations on the fringes. After independence, rapid urbanization saw millions flood into cities, hoping for better opportunities. Yet, with no housing plans for these newcomers, informal settlements like Kibera, Makoko, and Mathare sprang up. As Doug Saunders describes in Arrival City, these areas are arrival cities, gateways for migrants to find their place in urban life. But what happens when that gateway becomes a dead end? Kibera is home to an estimated 200,000 to 1 million residents. Its origins date back to the early 20th century, yet today it remains a symbol of urban poverty. One bright light is Shofkio, an organization founded by Kennedy Odide, a Kibera native, to provide clean water, healthcare, and education. But the question remains, how long will Kibera remain in the shadow of UN Habitat's headquarters? 2. Khayelitsha, Cape Town, South Africa. Informal settlements next to new developments, youth programs, and tech hubs. Khayelitsha, born out of apartheid, now houses over 2.4 million people. While it faces unemployment and crime, it also shines with innovation. The Khayelitsha Bandwidth Barn empowers young tech innovators, proving that even in hardship, opportunity exists. 3. Makoko, Lagos, Nigeria. Makoko, the Venice of Africa, is home to over 300,000 people. Its floating schools and markets are testaments to human ingenuity. But it faces constant threats, flooding, eviction, and neglect from city authorities. Who will fight for Makoko's future? 4. Ajegunle, Lagos, Nigeria. Street performers, local musicians, and bustling markets. Ajegunle, or Jungle City, thrives on its cultural vibrancy. It's the birthplace of Afrobeat stars like Daddy Shoki, proving that talent can rise even from the harshest conditions. But like other slums, it struggles with poor infrastructure and crime. 5. Mathare, Nairobi, Kenya. Mathare, one of Nairobi's oldest slums, is home to over 500,000 people. Initiatives like the Mathare Youth Sports Association show the power of grassroots movements. But is grassroots action enough to bring lasting change? Here's something to think about. 4 out of Africa's 5 largest slums are in Kenya and Nigeria. These 2 countries are known for their fiery social media banter, arguing over who makes the best music, food, and more. So, urban citizens, let's settle this. Instead of debating who's better at jollof or nyama choma, tell us, who will be the first to take their slums away from their people, Kenya or Nigeria? Let the challenge begin. Tag your friends and represent your country in the comments. Crime scenes contrasted with thriving businesses and joyful community moments. Slums are full of contradictions. They are places of crime and poverty, but also resilience and innovation. They show us both the failures of our cities and the boundless potential of their people. The question is, who will rise to transform these shadows into beacons of light? Slums are more than places of hardship, they are places of possibility. Organizations like UN Habitat have a role to play, but so do governments, communities, and even you. So, urban citizens, what do you think? Can organizations like UN Habitat make a real difference? Or is it up to the people themselves? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to join us on this journey around Africa. Kenya versus Nigeria? Let's hear it. Who's ready to transform their slums first? Drop your flags in the comments and represent your country. Do you think UN Habitat has lived up to its mission? Or is the solution in the hands of local governments and communities? Tag your friends and start the conversation. Let's see who wins this challenge, Kenya or Nigeria.